Bigby Williams tipping it in with under 5 seconds to go to tie it up at 80 apiece. And then the last second heave for Tennessee misses. And watch this, Javonte Smart fouled on the play. The Vols in the bonus, so Smart goes to the line with under a second to go. Two of the most clutch free throws of his career. He nails them both, and with that, the Tigers win 80-80 for the biggest win this year. And after the game, head coach Will Wade speaking to the Tiger faithful.
Our team likes it on the line for Louisiana every night. We didn't have the best circumstances today, but we found a way. That's what we do in Louisiana.
So obviously a huge win for the Tigers, and even more impressive, it was done without Tremont Waters, who missed the game due to an illness. We'll have much more from this classic later in sports. That includes full highlights and, of course, more reaction. Amber?
All right, thank you so much, Morgan. Happening now, time is running out for some of our viewers to cast their vote in a special election tonight. Polls close at 8 p.m. In all, 7 spots in the State House of Representatives are up for grabs. 2 of the seats representative parts of Point Capri Parish, Iberville, West Baton Rouge, West Feliciana, and East Feliciana. We'll bring you an update on how those elections went tonight on NBC Local 33 News at 10. Despite some showers and a dreary day, the Crew Mystique de la Capitale made its way through the streets of downtown Baton Rouge this morning. Mystique also holds the distinction of Baton Rouge's oldest parading crew. They were founded way back in 1976. This year's theme was the Roaring Twenties, and fans of the parade say they were not going to let the threat of weather scare them off.
I thought the rain was going to come, but we have 2 grandchildren, so we were coming either way.
Of course, tomorrow parade season continues here in the capital city as the second annual Mid-City Gras Parade will make its way through town. And in about half an hour, the crew of Orion will be rolling through downtown Baton Rouge. Orion is celebrating its 20th anniversary. This year's theme is Orion is on a roll. The parade starts at 6:30 tonight, and Orion is unique because it's the only Baton Rouge parade to end the same way the New Orleans Super Parades end, with the floats pulling right into the River Center downtown to kick off the crew's annual Mardi Gras Ball. And with this weekend's festivities, some CATS bus routes are canceled. Several stops are canceled the rest of today. Some of those routes will also be canceled from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. You can see a list of canceled routes. We have that up on our Be Our Proud app. Now to continuing coverage of a hazing scandal at LSU, the administrators placed on leave after the arrest of 9 fraternity members are back on the job. A spokesperson for the university says those administrators have been, quote, fully exonerated. He adds an investigation found there was no evidence that they could have done more to stop the allegations of hazing. University officials still have not named the administrators that were placed on leave. Southern's interim band director dropped the interim part of his title. Southern's Personnel Committee approved Kendrick Taylor this week, and the committee report was approved at Friday's full board meeting. Taylor is a Southern graduate who previously served as head director of the Baker High School Leadership Institute. He took over last year after the previous band director was fired. R&B singer R. Kelly appeared in court today after being indicted on 10 counts of criminal sexual abuse. This latest case involves 4 alleged victims, including teens. Steve Nannis has a closer look at the investigation and reaction from Kelly's alleged victims.
$1 million. That's how much a Chicago judge on Saturday set for R&B singer R. Kelly just hours after he turned himself into authorities. The Grammy Award-winning singer charged with sexually assaulting 4 people, including 3 teens between 1998 and 2010. Prosecutors alleging Kelly's inner circle helped him find his victims.
Robert Kelly's manager then gave the victim Robert Kelly's business card with Robert Kelly's personal cell phone number written on it and told the victim Robert Kelly wanted her to call him.
This latest investigation was sparked by new evidence involving a videotape that appears to show Kelly having sex with a girl who refers to her body parts as being 14 years old. For decades, R. Kelly has repeatedly denied allegations that he abused women and underage girls. This latest incident comes nearly 2 months after the Surviving R. Kelly documentary was released. In it, women accused him of sexual misconduct and abuse.
He calls himself the Pied Piper. The Pied Piper lures children away from their families. He's known for doing that.
R. Kelly's attorney says his client is innocent. He also claims R. Kelly is struggling to come up with the bond money.
He really doesn't have any money at this point. I don't even think he owns the rights to I Believe I Could Fly.
I'm Steve Nannis reporting.
R. Kelly will be back in court on March 8th. If convicted, he faces up to 70 years in prison. Coming up, a Tigers win. Reaction from inside an ecstatic LSU locker room after they knock off number 5 Tennessee. And history uncovered. Archaeologists have found a cemetery in Maryland where slaves were buried. How the discovery teaches us about their past.
You're watching Local 33 News at 6 with Amber Smith, meteorologist Danielle Giuliano with your Storm Tracker team forecast, and Morgan. You're watching Local 33 News at 6 with Amber Smith, meteorologist Danielle Giuliano with your Storm Tracker team forecast, and Morgan Beard with Go Nation.
Recently, a long-forgotten slave cemetery in Crownsville, Maryland has been uncovered. And as Morgan Wright reports, archaeologists have discovered not only a cemetery, but a history that may connect generations.
Hidden History is brought to you by Dudley DeBosier.
Deep in the forest, sisters Wanda Watts and Shelley Evans walk in the footsteps of their ancestors. The two women share a frustration common to many African Americans whose ancestors were enslaved in America.
We have no history. We begin and we end here.
But thanks to a recent and accidental discovery, the sisters may have uncovered their family's hidden history on this piece of land.
My 3 times great-grandmother was born here.
Evans and Watts are the descendants of slaves who lived, worked, and may have died here on what was the Belvoir Plantation. Dr. Julie Shablitsky is the chief archaeologist with the Maryland Department of Transportation.
We were initially looking for the Rochambeau encampment, which was during the American Revolution.
But instead, they found slave quarters, built in the 1780s and lived in until emancipation in 1864. The land was a tobacco plantation, once owned by relatives of Francis Scott Key, who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner. A former resident of the property tipped Dr. Shablitsky's team off to what they thought could be a slave cemetery tucked along a ravine deep in the woods. They found nearly half a dozen pieces of broken marble and stones resembling grave markers, but to be sure, Dr. Shablitsky brought in cadaver dogs.
For me, it was the knowledge of them being buried someplace rather than being tossed away.
But even so, they may never know for certain if their family is actually buried here at Belvoir. In Crownsville, Maryland, Morgan Wright.
The slave quarters have been fully excavated, and there are no immediate plans for that cemetery at this time. Well, Danielle joining me now. I know it's been a very busy day for you as you've kind of been tracking a lot of things in our area. Is it slowing down for us now, though?
You know, the storms are slowing down, but it was a very warm and mild day. We reached a high of 81 degrees. You can see that here on your screen. Our high temperature 81, normally 68. We are very warm. Guys, we have a cold front on the way. It's going to drop us back down around our seasonal average tomorrow. I'll detail that out after the break. Stay with us.
Now, your Storm Tracker team forecast with Danielle Juliano.
Well, this is what we're looking at here on our radar. Again, this system is bringing a lot of trouble across the United States here, pushing towards the East Coast. We have the warm front that's bringing in the moisture from the Gulf. You have the cold front that's bringing in that severe weather. And of course, you have all the snow up there in Nebraska and Omaha into Kansas and now into Missouri. They're actually under blizzard warnings. Aren't we lucky that we're not up there? But again, still the strong line of storms that's caused a lot of destruction here, especially in Mississippi. In fact, they've had a few tornadoes make their way through Columbus. I know they were saying they saw some destruction. Luckily, down here in southeast Louisiana, we were on the very end of this storm, and we only saw some showers make their way through, some heavy rainfall, but we didn't see anything in terms of severity. And right now, starting to dry things out this evening. We're still under that slight risk for tonight, but most of our severity and their storms are pushed off further to the east. So we're not necessarily going to see any of those strong storms really make their way through this evening. Winds, though, are pretty windy out there. You may have noticed today. They're gusting out of the south-southwest there at 24 miles per hour. But once that cold front I showed you makes its way through, it's going to shift out of the northwest, still be a bit breezy, and that's what's going to pull in that colder air that's going to make its way through and drop our temperatures that were in the 80s today back down into the upper 60s tomorrow around our seasonal average. So let's take you hour by hour here in your Futurecast. A few spotty showers by this evening. This is tonight at 10:30 p.m. A few of the spotty showers making their way through. You might see a few rumbles of thunder. They push off to our east, and we clear things out overnight into your Sunday. Sunday is going to be a beautiful seasonal day, sunny in the upper 60s. Very, very nice to see here after the few days of rain we've seen, and it's going to stay dry towards our Monday morning as well. So Monday night, we're dry on Sunday, but Monday night we had the chance to see some showers ahead of our next frontal system. And again, we're going to see some rain chances increase towards the middle part of the week before we start to dry things out next weekend. Overcast skies there. Very gloomy Saturday we had today. It's going to continue tonight until our skies clear out. Temperatures right now 74 degrees, winds out of the south-southwest at 17 miles per hour. Remember, that's going to shift out of the northwest. It's going to bring back in that cooler air. 74 degrees in Baton Rouge, 73 in New Roads, but you push further off to our west. They're already sitting in the 60s, and that's that first cold front we're going to see push its way through. And then we're going to see a reinforcing cold front that's going to move through and really drop our temperatures. So lingering storms tonight. Sunday is sunny, cool, and dry. Midweek storms do return. And again, here's your Mardi Gras, your parade forecast for the Mid-City Gras for tomorrow, guys. Again, it's going to be mild. It's going to be seasonal. It's going to be sunny. A great day to get out with the family. 7-day forecast showing those temperatures mild and seasonal at least for the next 3 days before our rain chances increase. We're also going to see those temperatures increase into the 70s once again. And remember, guys, we've partnered up with iHeartRadio of Baton Rouge. You can catch your weather forecast on there too.
I was going to say, it sounds like that weather today was having an impact on some of our local games.
Oh, yeah. Softball actually delayed tonight. It's supposed to start at around 5. Of course, that might get going. Who knows? Maybe 6, 7 o'clock. Obviously not 6 because it's 6:18 now, but they're still waiting start time there.
Soon.
At Tiger Park. But of course, the story of the day, you already know what it is. LSU basketball, number 5 Tennessee. And when you see that man with the mic after a game, oh, it's got to be some good stuff. Highlights next.
And now, Go Nation with Morgan Beard.
We didn't have the best circumstances today, but we found a way. That's what we do in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, that's the dub. You know, something major happened when LSU head coach Will Wade grabs a mic on the spot, and thanks to the crowd, his Tigers already downing one 5th-ranked team in Kentucky, and today, another crack at it versus Tennessee. But the big news going in, no Tremont Waters, a last-second scratch due to illness. So Javonte Smart handed the keys in front of a sold-out crowd as 13th-ranked LSU hosts number 5 Tennessee. Early first half, and it's an underappreciated member of the Tigers, Darius Days, knocking down the 3 here and 1 as well. Days with 9 points today. They would be big, but Tennessee, they have some ballers. Jordan Bone pull up Jay to make it 18-12, and for LSU, well, no Tremont Waters. Well, it falls on Skylar Mays as well as his 3-ball falls. 23 points for Mays on the day. This one tying it up at 18 in the first. But how about Admiral Schofield for the Vols? 27 points. He was on all game long. Here he makes it a 36-31 Tennessee lead going into halftime. But you know the Tigers. You know how they do. Will Wade making adjustments at half. Tennessee, they would lead by as many as 9, but welcome to the Javonte Smart show. The floater here, showing off all the arsenal here as we watch Javonte Smart, the Baton Rouge boy from Scotlandville, put in work. And then this three right here makes it a 4-point game with under 5 to go. And you know Javonte, he is pumped up and letting everyone know about it. But under a minute to go now, LSU, they're down 3 and back to the other Baton Rouge boy. Skylar Mays with a huge 3 to tie it at 69 apiece. And it would be 71 apiece with time winding down in regulation. Mays, one last chance. Off the backboard, no dice. So we go to overtime in the PMAC, and Javonte with the drive gives LSU the 2-point lead, 77-75. The PMAC going absolutely insane on this Saturday. But you can't keep a good man down for long, though. Grant Williams gives Tennessee the 1-point lead with 22 seconds to go. And then watch this ending sequence here. Javonte Smart, you see the clock ticking down, 13 seconds to go. He takes a little contact. He goes up strong. Naz Reid misses. He only had 1 point in the day, but it's Cavell Bigby Williams with the tip in. And then, of course, Tennessee one last chance at the end. And look at this. Javonte Smart fouled the Vols in the bonus, so he goes to the line for 2 of the most clutch free throws in his career. He knocks them both down. And you see it right there. Javonte Smart pumped up. Will Wade pumped up. The crowd pumped up. LSU wins in overtime, 82-80.
Had a lot of fun, you know, determined to win. And, you know, I just wanted to get that win under our belt so we can just push forward.
I mean, this is my guy, another Baton Rouge guy, a guy who I've known for a long time. I've seen him grow up. Not like I'm that much older than him, but you know, I always knew he was a special player, and I knew he was going to have a great game today because he always shows up in the big-time moments. So I'm just so proud. I'm so happy for him, and he's going to keep this upward trend going.
Much more from LSU coming up later tonight, but how about to the Bluff we go? The Southern Lady Jags taking on Alabama A&M, and early in the third, the Jags would be in control.